Folks, I'm going to tell you 5 quick facts about black bull markets. Now, did you know, number 1, they're New Zealand FMA regulated? Number 2, did you know they have a copy trading service where you can either be a signal provider or copy signals? And number 3, did you know they've got over 26,000 tradable assets, including Forex, crypto, stocks, indices, and even more? And number 4, did you know they offer 500 to 1 leverage? And number 5, if you open up an account today and trade 1 lot a month, they're going to give you TradingView Pro for free. Check them out, Black Bull Markets.
How are we all? Anyone pick a winner? Came last, did it? You picked the cow, huh? I missed that. I missed today. It's one of my favorite days. I mean, the race is pretty brutal, but it's a fun day. Just more fun is German 40. All right, so let's have a look at the news. Okay, we've got no news. So we've got a few PMIs scattered around: Spanish, Italian, German, French. But these are final numbers, so they're not expected to have too much impact, according to Forex Factory. But with PMI, you know, if we've got a huge miss, morning Maron, morning Rule, George, how are you? If we've got a huge miss, which I really doubt it, because they've already given the PMI services and now the PMI, and now they're going to just make sure there's no amendments. So usually these are pretty on point. But you never know. Surprises could happen. On financial juice, the same thing. These are considered pretty minimal impact. So not really expecting anything from these. So I'm going to almost consider it no news today. Just the usual expected rubbish that comes with when the media opens and what headlines that they push out. So we did have interest rates during the overnight in Australia. So that led to some craziness on Aussie, but we've already spoken about that at length. So what else is there? South Korea still making sure that they can't sell on the stock market. No short selling. Okay. Yeah, nothing really. Do we have when's Powell? Is he speaking Thursday and Friday or Wednesday and Thursday? Must be Thursday. Oh wait. What was I on? Oh, that was yesterday. I was gonna say I feel like Groundhog Day. November 7. Hey mate, how are you? So PMI here. what's going on here? See, November 7, PMI. And then November 7, there's no PMI, but on Forex Factor it was yesterday. Gosh, I'm tripping out. So strange. All right. So, okay, today then. So when's Power Speaking? Is it tomorrow? Yeah, tomorrow, Wednesday and Thursday. So today we just have, nothing. A little bit of PPI. That's not till 10 o'clock. We'll be done by then. Cool. Alrighty. I'm not sure what's going on here with Forex Factory. Financial Juice. Seems like it's a day behind. I'll refresh it. Yeah, these PMIs were yesterday. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's not my problem. All right. So yesterday we had pretty decent moves after the stream. Who capitalized? I put it in the chat, but it looked like the Discord was dead. So we had, we didn't get any of these buy moves. So price just continued to sell off, but we did get a lovely reaction that was well called in, where's my pen gone? From first touch of 15,150, which was 15,150 about here. But this was about 15,150. Morning, Sarah. So we got the expected, remember we were saying, oh gosh, 20 to 30 pip reaction from 15,150, which was the, if we look over to the left, it was your London low from the previous London session over here. Price dipped into that area, and then you got your, I got it from around the 15,150, got the 20 pips, closed out 90% of it, price came back. This took the runner, going from the very bottom. Come on, man. This computer's pretty difficult right now with these streams. 25 pips. It's 25 pips, so yeah. That was the only little decent move. Then it just went sideways for the next little while. Gosh, so slow. All right. Then we got the drop underneath. And I was looking for price to react from 15,130 to give us something like this. But it dropped too far. So hey, Daniel. Hey, Daniel. Two Daniels. Okay. 3 Daniels. Jeez. All right. Then and then it just was never able to break structure. So prices dropped lower, dropped into this area underneath 15,130. Price pushed up, and then it was just more or less just keep on selling the low. All right. So today, because this one here, this move here dipped too low. Oh, what's going on this over here? No voice, no audio, no sound. Why is there no sound? Hey, Marion. Morning, Deb. Can you guys hear me now? Oh, there was the other side. Someone on the YouTube. Okay, so there is now. Okay, sorry about that. I don't know. My computer did seem to like just spaz out for a bit. I was struggling to like click on something. All right, I'll keep an eye on those comments. All right, so sound is 5 out of 5. Great, thank you. All right. All right. So what I was hoping for was price to respect these lows yesterday, these areas over here, and then this one to once it wicked down under 15,130. Once my alert went off, I was really looking for like a decent reaction for price to push up. Where was it? Yeah, it was this one. But we never got that. It just dipped too low, and on the lower time frames, actually closed lower. So that's once we closed significantly lower than all these rejection wicks, like in the lower time frames, the structure was to the downside. So what I was looking for, I was waiting for this area. If price could react from down here, I was really keen for if New York was actually closing back above here, to then trade above 15,190. I think that would be a very nice, easy opportunity. So that's still very valid. But now, because we've got a new day, we're going to have plenty more opportunities to plan for. But eventually, if we start having this bullish run resuming and we are closing above here, then we can, I think trading into this zone is to retest these highs is very, very much on the cards. But this is this idea for another day. Now, because we did keep on pushing down, we've got to say the gravity and the volume is far to the downside. And what I'm targeting today is this clean candle. We've just got one little obstacle in the way, and I'm going to cover that now. So it really depends on how you visualize this area. So we've got a clean candle, and normally what you've got with the clean candle, you can look for this clean candle to be filled. Then once price gets to the base of this candle, if we're either going to keep on going down, or as price reaches the base of this candle, we know there's a lot of liquidity that forces price up. Now, if we can get something like a rounding bottom or price to dip into this area, and then we start to see structure and a momentum start to shift, then we can start to see some more bullishness coming back in. But I don't think that if we drop down, it's not going to be like this V shape. It's going to take some time to build that idea. So you can take little scalps inside of here, but I don't think they're going to be a real significant move until you've done a proper retest, grab liquidity, retest the liquidity wick, and then drive back up to the north side. So it's going to take a little time. So what I'm just looking for sells still. Target this one. Only thing though is over here to the left. I see this as the nut, so to speak, that you got to break into. But when you look at this on, say, the 3-hour chart or 4-hour chart, you may have a different view on what this looks like. This box that I've drawn. Okay, you maybe you think it looks like something like this. And if that's you and you see it like this is a better structure, then this is a very dangerous area for you to be looking to sell into, because you can reject off the top of this very easily. But the way that I see it, so I see it in two ways. I'm like, kind of is tricky, because on the 4-hour, you could even say this little order block is like this. But you do want to go to a lower time frame, investigate these wicks a little bit more. So say I go from 4-hour to 3-hour, then I'm trying to capture the most of the activity, so like the bodies and wicks. So then I'd be looking at something like this. In that case, then selling right here is very dangerous, because you can get rejections from this zone. If you go to the lower time frame, so like 2 hours, same deal. 1 hour, now it looks a little bit it still looks pretty clean, but where I had it before was on top of Where I had it before was like here. Investigating this little bit. So a little resistance, little support, little retest at the top, closed underneath, and then we fell away. So yeah, it's we need to be careful. It's not straightforward as a clean candle just because you've got that order block over to the left. But I would imagine, especially if this next 30-minute candle is closing, this one here, if this 30-minute candle is closing bearish, then I think we just follow this one down to the base of this candle. But just, there are some little issues here. That makes sense? Where I would like to see price, what I'd potentially like to see is price not quite give it so easy and then come back up, retest this Asian 50%. I've got a no wick candle imbalance here, and then for us to see it rip down. That way, I don't really want to take the breakout because of this zone. Because like there's question marks whether this is the order block or the order block is slightly lower and looking something like this. I don't want to take a breakout sell into this area if I don't have to. I would love to see it do a liquidity grab and then break into it, and then have, like, say, this hour candle, this current one, this one will close. The next one, I'd actually quite like to see price give a candle kind of like yesterday that wicks up into this area and then down. That's kind of the candle I'm visualizing. What would be awful is if it just drops now pre-London Open. The zone I have above that, again, is this little area. This looks quite interesting. Got all across here. So you've got all these wicks retesting here. Then you've got your London low. You've got your more or less your New York 50%. And you've got your Asian high here as well. Then it sweeps this liquidity. We've got a little doji at the top of this Asian high. We've got, I'm sure we're going to have a whole bunch of stuff at this area. And this was sort of that little zone I thought would be quite interesting yesterday. So let's see. These little purple areas. Oh, so the area I'm really targeting is this inside of here on the 10-minute chart or 20-minute chart. Which one do you want to have it? It's this candle. I really think this will be a definite touch. The base of this candle, which will give us a decent little breakout to the downside. Last thing. Oh, daily, on the daily chart. Okay, these little purple lines. Just look how many over here to the left. This is in like 2 and a bit years ago. Look how many rejection wicks there are inside of this area. So we know that this area is pretty sensitive. This whole area. So it was just an interest thing. I'm just going to see, like, maybe the daily candle wicks into it or so, but not really basing any trade ideas around those. I'm just mindful that there's plenty of daily wick lows and rejections and closing prices at this zone. Cool. All right, so I think we'll switch to all chart view now. And we've got 10 minutes before the open. If anyone wants to call out any of their own, what they see, because, I do miss things. Oh, yeah. Nice one. What do you think about euro pound? Euro pound. Anytime I look at it, it's like when I need to like change money across. Yep. Oh yeah. Yeah. Let's mark it up. Mm-hmm. Um, yeah, I mean, I like when it does create this little imbalance just pre the London session as well, because often this will be that little wick up. Taking this one actually makes a lot of sense as well because it takes this high. All right, we've got a few minutes, so let's check out your idea, Al. Gensler, EU, GU long, just personal bias. Is that what you're looking as well, Al? Mm-hmm. This candle here, targeting. So what's the... Yeah. 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 You got these candles here. There's a lot of gravity up here. I think it would need to see structure start to change before, because we've got this move up on the 4-hour chart. I feel like the US dollar softened quite a lot. Price pushed back up into these lovely price points of interest over here. So we've taken the liquidity from above that, so that before we can go long, we need to create support. Let's never look at EU. How is EU? And what about Euro pound? Euro's been pretty strong lately. We've been trending up for quite a bit. Bigger structures to the upside. Yeah, it's a real rush. I don't really do much analysis on these things, so. But that's hopefully everyone's created the plan. Create your plan, then trade it. That's the main thing. Okay, you got 5 minutes. This 30-minute candle looking like it's going to close bearish, but we're seeing crazier things happen in this last 5 minutes. The Thursday, last Thursday, that was a pain, that move. Where was it? Thursday. This one here. Because it gave all the indication, like it looks all the indication now of this candle going bullish with the post FOMC. You know, why not go with it? And I was looking for that long, for it to just pull back like a few pips to go long. But watching this candle as well, this was like literally flat, and if not, just a tiny doji. look, with a tiny red body with a minute and a half to go, and then it just popped up, and then the first minute just zoomed up. So kind of crappy in the last couple of minutes how this closed. Marion for buy to sell. Yeah, that makes sense. Buy to sell. That'd make a lot of sense. So let's see if it can wick up into any of these guys. Into here, or Jim's level. Create that top wick to do the liquidity grab, to then start pushing downtown, fill that candle to the left. Just keep in mind that order block, whether this zone is indeed there or there based on how you see it. If you see it as here as the lower one, then you want to really see something close inside of it, grab liquidity with top wick, break its low, and then you'll have a clean move down. All right, don't forget to like the stream, guys. If you haven't not done so already, it helps get the word out. Which has? The 15-minute wick. Oops. Sorry, mate. There we go. You're talking about these wicks connecting. Mm-hmm. Okay, 2 minutes. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't because you're Asian opened up here, had the little gap. We wicked up, grabbed a little liquidity, closed lower, and then Euro just pushed down quite aggressively for the open. I feel like London might push down, come back up, grab liquidity from the top side, and then drop. Yeah, it's left these ones though. Yeah, we've got a few that right there. So that 15-minute one's quite nice as a no wick. That one there looks better. The only thing is it's kind of the Asian session, but it is like we do have that hour shift. So if it wasn't for daylight savings, that would fall in like what I would call Tokyo close. Fibs. Mm-hmm. This is it. 5 seconds to go. Guns ready. So I'm not looking to take the sell from the breakout sell. I'm looking for it to wick up first. 30-minute though. Closed lovely. Reference candle. So I just want to see this candle sort of wick up a bit. These are 3 little liquidity grabs so far. There we go. But now let it come back up. Because I don't want to take the breakout sell if I don't have to. So one of these levels, I'm looking for it to go down from, because here's not risk reward for me, and this is too many question marks. Taking that breakout sell, so definitely buy to sell. One of these options. The 5 minute just before left no wick as well. Oh, Tom, you're in the YouTube. Discord's not working for you? Not launching. Oh, strange. Okay, so I've taken the swept here. Still fighting. Come on, do a liquidity grab from the top side. It might have been. I can't get in here though. Oh, that's a nice close. Yeah, that was a nice close. Yeah. Come on. Drop for Glenn. Drop for Glenn. Come on. Oh, yeah? Yesterday's no good? Okay. Oh, yeah? Is that why you left early? How can we know that the sweep of the Frankfurt session low is not the liquidity grab? Look into the left. Like if the sweep is followed by a strong bullish displacement breaking structure, why is the buyers still short? That's, well, you'd be looking for your different, like your targets where you think price, if you've got structure breaks, then you're looking for it to do a higher liquidity grab. You got to take session buyers from session to session. It's like, I'm not keen for these sells from down here. I want to see price pull back. But London, German is giving you this indication that we're pushing down on the hour. You've got clean candles to the left. There was just a question mark about higher, like 1 hour and 4 hour, a little bit of disagreement. So this, you can either have this as a clean area to drop, or you can have it for an area that price could reject from. So this is a bloody tricky spot. But normally you just follow saying that this 30-minute candle here, London should follow it for at least 20 pips in the first 10, 20 minutes. And it's kind of done that already. So this was the 20 pip push to the downside. Okay. But whether is going to be the low of the day, or is this going to, like, would price come and retest it? I would say that if you've got so much liquidity left behind, then we know you're going to have that pullback. So this move is only good for the first like 10 to 20 minutes. Otherwise, what you want to see is price pull back to a better point of interest. But if it like goes and just breaks all structure, like, you're not going to get into a trade like a cowboy, just enter. You're going to wait for like your confirmations. You're going to look for price to stall at an area, create like a resistance, and then it can come down and retest these lows again. So it's all depends on your entry mechanisms. But normally you would follow this candle. However, in saying that, when you get to these periods where like price was bullish all of last week, and then we got to a heavy resistance area, it can be really tricky then, because you've got so much short-term momentum, but you've got the higher time frame trend pushing down. So when you get to these junction points, you can get like a nice reaction from the top, but then price gets a bit choppy on the way down because the bulls and bears start to fight a little bit. All right. Didn't quite get to my area. To look for these sells. This is retesting the euro 50% though. Carries a NASDAQ short. Hope it goes well. Yeah, it's a tricky zone, this bit over to the it's not this clean candle. This clean candle tells you where you should be going. But then if you go to the left, it really depends on how you read this. There we go. So it's come up to these nicer areas. Okay. Well, this is Jim Zone, 15107. And then we've got the 15-minute area, 15115. So I'm looking for rejections from one of these, and then I'll jump in for these sells. Okay, Jim's levels not holding. Look for the 15-minute one now. See if we can start to pull some liquidity wicks. Yeah. I mean, if you're looking for longs with a sweep of this as well, then that's not a bad idea. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Tough area. Very, very tricky, because normally you would think clean candle, but because it was that how you draw the that zone daily. I didn't see that on the daily actually. So you're talking about this whole zone. from this wick to this the open of this candle. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not going to change my bias just yet. I know that every time I do that, I miss out. So I'm still looking at this 15-minute candle. Because I still believe that last week is all about bad news being good news. And now this week is about bad news actually being bad news again. I reckon we can test 15,060. So I just want to see if I can get not going to take a cowboy trade, but I want to see a rejection and then price retest it and then drop. Oh, closes a doji. Jim's level's holding still. Yeah. Figured wicked up. I started breaking down. I was curious with AU rates were higher, but it was suppressed the whole day. It got priced in. That was why. So it was widely expected the last that they were going to hike rates. So all of last week they priced that move in, and then when they actually hike, and then they expect everyone's going to like retail will start jumping in because rates being hiked means bullish for that currency because that move was priced in already. Then as soon as the rates came in, there was no real movement from the actual hike so much. It was more about what the statement came in afterwards, and she was saying that she said that basically they think they're at terminal rate. So now the market's pricing in that they're finished cutting. Finished hiking, which led to the sell-off in Aussie. But she doesn't really have any it's too early to say whether they've finished hiking. So, but the market had that as really dovish, and the actual hike was already priced in. So if she came out and said we foresee like another one or two hikes, but will be data dependent, then market would have held price or potentially pushed up a little bit more. But generally, like if you get like a rule of thumb, if you have say Bank of England, Bank of Japan, maybe not Bank of Japan so much, but the Fed, RBA, if the main banks in that country predict hikes and you're a week and a half out from the interest rate, the move will happen a week and a half early. Yeah. It'll come down eventually though. That was an overreaction for sure of that. What was it now? Because I saw it was at like 1.918. I was actually keen to sell it leading into the London Open. So 1.915. This move will be faded out again at some stage. As soon as maybe not like this week, but at the next economic data, if it comes in and it's pretty hot for Aussie dollar table. But right now, she Michelle Bullock, she took them off the table. So those two candles bounced off 50 EMA as a resistance. those two candles. What time frame? 15. No, wait, 5 minute. That's what you're talking about, Simon. The 50 EMA. EMA or SMA? No, it's not SMA either. Oh, wait, no, I'm on time frame 1 hour. Sorry, my bad. It was the 1 hour on the 5 minute. Yeah. Okay, this is the zone I'm keen on. This 15-minute area. So 15-minute imbalance. This was like, let's see if this one can hold. If it's not going to hold, I'm going to be annoyed about this this buy move being missed. So it's looking like this scenario was the one. So when I was saying at the start, it depended on how we seen this area, this one, whether this is the order block. Let me just replay. Okay, so it's looking like the higher time frame actually in this case did hold a lot better. Okay, this one down here. So if it was like this to this, okay, because that looks just as good. If that's the case, which it seems like it is now, then what happened is looking for reactions off of that zone. Would have been nice. Just really depend on how you drew this area. But that's all right. This is why, like, so important to have your entry, your style, how you enter and trade to sort of back up your zones. Your zones are good in terms of like identifying areas, but you do want to have a way of entering the market as well, so that you can avoid just getting impulsively trapped into something bad. Like that's why I have the 4 types of entries. If I really, really love the level, you've got the cowboy entry, which would just be just enter blindly. Or you've got the anticipation entries where you want to see a rejection first. And then as price is retesting it, then you're taking it, assuming that price is going to turn around again. And you've anticipated that price is just doing the retest. Or you've got the actual confirmation where you've got the retest. Then you wait for the retest of the retest to be done. And then you wait for it to actually close below structure. That's your confirmation to keep on going. That would be like your shift, so to speak, your ICT shift in structure. But you lose risk reward, I find, in that. If you can anticipate the move, you're better off. But then, okay, now because I think that these buys, I think that now I've adjusted the level and that can see a case for these buys. There's still going to be, even if this is the reaction from that level, this wick is very likely to be retested. So because I've missed the buys, I'm not going to switch my buyers to now looking for buys, because then I'll get caught buying and price starts to retest. So what I'd rather wait for is like, if price can continue moving up to an area that I think can have a reaction from, then I'm just going to have to switch my bias and say, well, maybe, I mean, not switch my bias, switch my style, and then say, I'm still going to look for the same sort of entry to get in. But the way I manage it now, I might just look for 20 pips or 30 pips because it'd be counter to the actual London volume. And then I'll just call it a day after that. Oh, you got your EU? Nice one, mate. Let's have a... How did it open? EU, what did GU do? GU's only moved 8 pips. EU's moved Oh, geez, man. Use move 7 pips. Okay. All right, 15 minutes didn't hold either. Far out. Well, no entries. Well, we're only 20 minutes in. Got plenty of time. Okay, so what do we move? 60 pips from the low to where we're at. I'm looking for 10 pips. Okay. No wick on this 1 hour saying on the 1 hour. Was that maybe you said that a little while ago? Sell zone 142. Yeah. I think so. Because this was the London low, the NY 50%, and your Asian high. So I would love to see it sweep the Asian high, react from this area, and then look for that counter to this volume for sure. I think that's sound, Maron. Sound idea. Let me just double check any headlines. I mean, look at all this bad news. Industrial production, minus 3.86%. Month on month, minus 1.4%. Bad news is good news. Good news for the stock market, because bad news is like finished hikes, finished interest rate rises. Okay, just so I'm clear with everyone, I'm not switching my bias. We've got a no wick here as well on the 3 minutes. It's like a little liquidity candle on the 5 minute. It's just an Asian session candle. So the Asian session is a little bit unreliable. I think time to get rid of this red zone. It's been there for a long time. Now it's starting to drift through it quite easily. One hour doji. Where's the 1 hour? Oh, yep. That's more or less, that's the same area, Daniel. Hi, Rob. How are you? Where are you traveling now, mate? Have you finished Rome? What are your thoughts on the BRICS currency? Geez, it's got huge potential, but you've got a bunch of countries that can't seem to get along with anyone, and you want them to work together. So, but the idea of it is a good idea. You're in Sorrento and Amalfi. Oh, beautiful. Enjoy that. Tom's got astrology here. Little evening star. All right. So, yeah, if we can, I was kind of thinking that if we could just create a resistance and if it starts breaking the low, there might be an impulsive opportunity here. I think though I'd like to see this candle retested now. I'd actually like to see it sort of do this and then create a support and then close underneath it. And then we can sell down to like say at least this area. I was looking for sells, Rob. Thing is, I did have doubts about this blue zone, about exactly where I had drawn it, because I had it was 45-minute order block, but then if you look at it on the 3 hour, then you need to redraw it slightly, and redrawing it slightly means we've got no close inside of it, so we just pulled liquidity from it. So I was pretty careful about not wanting to take sells into the zone, because I just had that doubt about how I'm drawing this order block based on the different, because I had conflict in the time frames. So for me to take any sort of sells, I'd need it to pull back to a price point of interest to give me better risk reward, but then also wait for candle to give me confirmation of something holding. We just didn't get any of that. It just kept on making higher lows. So there was nothing to do here for me. And remember I was saying like that hour candle, it would have been nice if we can get something that did look like this. Maybe not so much of a higher wick. But I think these sells are going to come in. I can't enter though on the prop because I'm too freaking scared of getting bad entry plus paying 3 pips. That taking sells is going to have to drop so much before I can get in. These sells are going to be clutch now. Yeah, beautiful. Did anyone take advantage of that? I wanted it to retest here, and by the time it was going down, I can't do it on the prop account. Yeah. Yeah, exactly what I was looking for. But then I had actually I was thinking, I was thinking Mo's looking at this and thinking like that would just be a Kerwin entry resistance. Looked up, break the low. I was thinking that's going to be your entry right now. I was like, shit, because that candle, if I want to be true to my system, then I don't really want to enter when I see a candle like that if price is already here, because usually you can get that better entry, can't you? Or wait for it to retest it and then break it low again, and then you can go. because you've got a rejection plus a retest, and then you've got price pushing down again. But that was the zone that I really wanted to target. Yeah, yeah. You can't go for the breakouts, like those V-shaped breakouts or upside down V. Just so freaking dangerous if you get like a poor entry. Yeah, I mean, German's more efficient, I think, than gold. Gold's a bit of a psychopath. Okay, come back up. Got to be careful though, because that was, if price had done this and we hadn't actually bounced off of this zone, then we can say we've got more room to the downside. But this literally could just be wicked up, rejection, now wick fill. So I want to see it reject off of here and then start to push down again. Oh, you got 20p? 20 pips, Daniel? Nice one. Tom, you took that as well? That's the one you called. Yeah, that was worth it. It just didn't quite give me my entry without deviating from my system. Okay. Let's see if this wick is going to hold. That was a pretty efficient move down to clean up all this liquidity. It will dump after this. Still in shorts at the top. It was too small, wasn't worth blinking at. Yeah. All right, let's see if it can slow down at this zone again. Yeah, I mean, if it keeps on doing this, then I'll prefer to put a lot more risk on a higher quality area rather than trying to trade what the price action is throwing at me right now. Because I don't really have these as none of these areas, like this, even this one here, this wasn't as a point of interest or a zone of interest that I would have deemed something I would pick out before all this price action. And I find when I'm going searching hard for points of interest or trying to find areas where it's going to slow down, I find that they can be good for short scalps, but they don't really give me a whole bunch of confidence to really want to go hard at. Not unlike if I see, say I see price continue pushing up and we keep on driving higher and higher and higher, and say we get to like 15,180, and I see that if we just went up in a straight line and now we're targeting New York high and London session has already moved from here to like A to B, which has been 130 pips, then I can say this is a high quality zone to look for a reaction from. Does that make sense? Because I've got confluence there. I've got a New York high, which is a higher quality volume session to create rejections. I've got London completing its average range as well. So this to me is a high quality area. So if I really just want to have one trade today, and I missed this little opportunity because I wanted to see it go down, create them balance, take them balance, and then push down. If price is now coming back up after rejecting this area, which would have been the target, now I don't want to take this one because the objective's already been done. But now if we can push up and we can actually extend this London range, then I can look for a reversal from here. Because this, for anyone that's going to watch later on, just see what price does if you get like a 20 pip reaction from this NY high, or even from, let's call it, anywhere in the side of this wick, preferably the NY high, but you'll probably get, most likely, a 20 pip reaction from 15,170 back down to 15,150. That would be a high quality trade, as in like you've got a lot of things going for that one. Especially if London can push up and you don't quite get it before New York starts, and then at New York with New York volume, we just push straight up, sweep that high. New York will have a little pullback before they decide what they do next. Yep. Yeah. I'm considering taking it on my personal account because I don't like it for a prop account. I just don't like this move. To me, it gives me too many question marks that this was a big push up, come back 50%, and then came back up again. This is the thing that I've got issues with. And I know that when I'm trading in such a small range, like this here to here, this is only 20 pips. And I'm paying 3.2 pips plus commission on the prop account. Personal account, the broker's is less than 1 and no commission. Because I pay 3 pips up here, I pay 3 pips down here. Did you take it? Good, cool. Okay, no, 1 hour current candle. Also clear the previous candle liquidity. So that's also confirmation of buy. Nah, not yet. Because I'm bearish on the move to go down. It's just I don't think it's going to give it that easy. I'm not going to switch to looking for buys at all. Because this candle could close as a range candle. Domomo, there's commission on the prop account. There is, yeah. Yeah, I was surprised because normally you never pay commission. Yeah, I mean, my personal is not. Most indices don't pay commission. It's just the way they've got it set up. And I'm not sure if it's a prop account. Maybe it's the broker they're using. They're using 8cap. I'm gonna get a coffee while it's stuck in this area. I can't do nothing here. Let's see. I'll be back in 5 minutes. It must be the prop firm. You got no commission on DAX with 8 cap account. Yeah, I think it's the prop account putting it on it. It's a bit cheeky, isn't it? When you think about it. It always moves. Yeah, it's always this time. 8:40. All right, let's go. Come on. Done the liquidity grab now. It's 30 minutes flipping bearish. You can drop now. Just drop and take out these lows. And if this hour can flip bearish, then we've got this lovely hour candle to look for it to drop all the way down to 15.020. I think your entry is good, Mo. Prime entry. Yeah, okay. So look at this 3 minute. This is the thing that quite happens a lot, is has it tested the open? And when you look at to see if it tested, it's the close of the previous candle. Can't quite get it. Or the close of a candle is more reliable than the open price. So if you get an open with no top wick, just make sure there's no gap. Go with the close of the previous candle, because then you can say that the imbalance has been filled. Yeah, so it's a perfect retest of that no wick candle. It's just a no wick candle. It's really the difference here. But I'm expecting this, if we can break underneath this wick, then I think this is going to be a nice little sell down to the low. And then we've just done an hour liquidity grab. And this hour candle, we can start to fade this candle out and say this is just a fake out candle. And hold that selling bias. Just need something to close under here now. Oh, thanks, Mo. Damn, just stuck in this little range, huh? Remember what it did yesterday? It was just bouncing between imbalance to imbalance. So this move, we've got like a little bit of gap in price. Price pushed up, imbalance, came down, filled this one, came back up, filled this one, came down, came up to fill this one. See if it can come down to fill this one. You think the building shorts before taking out Asia and New York highs? Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. The hour candle was threatening to flip bearish. Now it's looking strong bullish again. Let's see. Got 10 minutes for this one to close. All right. Well, I'm going to continue on my channel for the next little bit. So you can search for that. I'm going to close this one because my computer's just getting a bit hot. But you can search for on Trading Nut stream. You can search for HaydosFx on YouTube. Name's just written on the screen. Okay. I'm going to continue over on there. And close this one down. All right. So I'll see you there. Yeah, sure, Tom. I'll send you the link.